With Vikings having long been concluded and its new spin-off series, Vikings Valhalla, having already wrapped up Season 1 to glowing reviews, there is a notable plot point that could give Rollo one last victory over Ragnar. All throughout the earlier and even central seasons of the original show, Rollo and Ragnar's rivalry and eventual conflict were one of the major subplots. Fearful that Ragnar, Rollo's younger brother, was on a path to write Rollo out of the histories and carve a more prosperous and famous story for himself, Valhalla might see to it that Rollo eventually definitively comes out on top. With much of the cast of the original show being based on real historical characters, Rollo is certainly no exception. Viewers last saw him in Season 4 of the original show, backing Ivar in the Civil War. Valhalla can now finish off his story, perhaps one of the most important Viking tales of all thanks to certain real historical characters set to appear in Valhalla. Despite the historical discrepancies of the original show, the narrative stayed faithful to Rollo's story, becoming the Rollo of Normandy, but perhaps most notably stayed faithful to his lineage. The show briefly showed Rollo's son, William, a true-to-history character who would go on to become William Longsword and the second ruler of Normandy after his father. This sets an important precedent for the future of his lineage, whom William the Conqueror, future King of England, is also a part of. With prominent characters of the early 11th century such as Canute and even Harald Sigurdsson, better known as Harald Hardrada, featuring in Valhalla, the battles of 1066 are only around the corner, and Rollo's bloodline is sure to make a grand entrance into the show, eventually giving him ultimate victory over Ragnar. Valhalla's connection to Vikings through Rollo isn't the only remarkable thing about the potential storytelling of the spin-off. However, William's eventual conquest of England marks the start of an English royal lineage that survives to this very day. And in regards to the storytelling of the Vikings show, a historic victory for Rollo's achievement over Ragnar's. Rollo's betrayal was initially fueled by his desire to compare to his brother or even cast a shadow on him if possible. And while Rollo himself does not conquer England, it secures himself and his family a seemingly everlasting place in history and modernity. Ragnar had always dreamed of settling in England, but by the time of Vikings Valhalla, Rollo's line was mere decades away from ruling it for the rest of days.